Hi folks, I'm Tim and you're watching the motorcycle adventures of Two Wheel Tim. After 3 months of ownership, I decided to make a few upgrades to my new BMW F850GS, and I thought I'd share those upgrades with you in case you find them helpful. Before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my videos, please be sure to subscribe. Hit the like button if you like my videos, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to leave your comments and questions below. I also want to share the disclaimer that I'm not sponsored by any company or product that I'm discussing today. I purchased them at full price from the companies or the distributors that provide them. The first purchase that I made was a Puig swing arm mudguard that I purchased through Revzilla for $230. It was a pretty simple task to attach the swing arm mudguard, as you'll see in the upcoming video. I'm going to install my new Puig mudguard. First thing I need to do is remove the bolt that is holding the chain guard in the swing arm. This is a T30 size Torx bolt that was installed by BMW. So these are the brackets that go around the swing arm. And I need to clean these because there are these swing arm protectors that go on and they stick adhesively. And we need to slide it up under the swing arm. It bolts under the chain guard attachment here. And I won't fully secure that down. All right, so I have the other adhesive protector on. And then I'm going to attach the bottom bolts together. This is the mudguard arm, and it actually attaches back here. Then slide these through. Okay. And then we need to slide the mudguard arm on here. Get those just kind of finger tight in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first as I tighten these down is I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them down to a point where they're just about snug. Okay, so that one's snug. So the top is a 6mm. Looks like the bottom's a 5mm. Tighten these down just to a point where they're snug. So the torque on the bottom is supposed to be 8 Newton-meters. Okay, and the top is 20 Newton-meters. Okay, so the swing arm attachment's good and nice and tight. Now we just need to attach the mudguard. So the mudguard is now attached. It's got plenty of clearance on the tire, so we are good to go. The next purchase I made was a set of MK4 Pivot Pegz directly from the company Pivot Pegz USA. The MK4 version of Pivot Pegz is 60mm wide by 100mm long. The stock pegs that came on the GS were pretty narrow. The other thing I liked about the Pivot Pegz is just that they actually pivot back and forth. I also paid $20 for the topper kit that comes with the Pivot Pegz, but in hindsight, I would have probably skipped that purchase. In order to attach the topper to the Pivot Peg, they fit nicely over the spikes of the pegs, but to fully secure them, they send you zip ties, just standard black zip ties that you zip tie to the pegs. And to be frankly honest with you, once I got the pegs installed, I removed the toppers and I'll probably never use them. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need to do is remove the little C-clamp. So I just popped it out. So that's the little clip that holds the peg in place. We need to pull the pin out. Okay. Okay, so here's the peg and the new spring and the spacer. So this little white shunt here is designed to hold everything in place while you're trying to do this. This is not an easy task, but we're gonna go ahead and give it another shot. Okay, so putting the first peg on was a bit of a challenge. The instructions that came with it aren't very intuitive. There's this small little peg that fits into the washer and the spring to hold it in place on the foot peg itself. I got these plastic covers for the foot pegs, and I discovered that if I put these on, you have to push with a lot of pressure, and pushing in onto the spikes on the pegs isn't very enjoyable. And so I put this on just to eliminate some of that. So you have to kind of line this peg up in here, like so, and you have to push in. And then you have to put the pin in here. And then you have to continue to push in against the spring in order to get it to go in. Now you have to kind of hammer it in. And so I got just a wooden block and a hammer so I don't damage it. And I just kind of tap it in. And eventually what'll happen is it'll pop in there. You just might have seen that little white peg pop out. So now it's nice and in, it's tight, it's seated. The spring's working, and of course these are pivot pegs, so they pivot back and forth. So now I just need to put the little C-clamp that locks the peg pin in place. Just gonna squeeze it in place here. Make sure it's tight. The pivot pegs are now installed. The last thing I purchased was a set of upper and lower crash guards. I bought them from Touratech for $920. And I didn't take a video of the installation because, quite frankly, the installation was a bit involved, a bit complicated. When you're putting the crash guards on, you have to have access from both sides of the bike in order to get them to attach properly. Also, there are some sections where it attaches to some clamps near the steer tube, and it's really, really hard to get up under the fairing. So I had to recruit Eileen's assistance. She was a great teammate, but it did take me about 5 hours, honestly, to put the upper and lower crash guards on. But I'm really stoked at how they look, and I'm hoping that I never have to use the crash guards, but I'm also a realist, and so I feel like having them is just the right thing to do if I plan on doing more adventure rides. All right, so I hope you found this video helpful. I will share periodic updates in future videos of how the pegs are working, just how the things that I installed are working. And I'll also share any upgrades that I make in the future. So I just want to remind you to please be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing those videos. If you like my videos, don't forget to hit the like button and hit that bell for notifications if you want to get notifications for new videos. And as always, leave your comments and questions below. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next one.